my God, is she sick? How old is she?
That's what people said behind my back. Simply because I lost half of my hair in less than 3 years. I was depressed and speechless.
My hair loss made me feel ugly, old, ashamed. It turned my life into a living hell.
And after the 9th treatment that I tried failed, I wanted to pull all my hair out with fury so that I'd never see falling hair ever again.
Luckily, by the grace of God, I stopped before it was too late and saved myself before going completely bald. I regained my lost hair and so much more, going from this
to this. And you can too. Watch my video until the end and you'll understand how you can do it in the privacy of your own home without special equipment, medical training, or implants.
No matter if you're man or woman, if you're 20 or 75 years old, if your hair loss started 4 days ago or 40 years ago, because today you'll uncover the real cause of hair loss and, once you know it, you'll be able to fix it once and for all.
In just a moment, it will all make sense. And you can be sure it's not what you think. Forget what you've heard about hair loss when they told you it's caused by your genetics or family history, your age, your lifestyle, or even stress.
The truth, according to one of the most esteemed doctors in the world, with special preparation in hair health and the hair growth process, also the inventor of the first and the only hair growth treatment on burnt skin, is that a chemical enzyme, which is swimming through your body at this very moment, leads not only to massive hair loss, but also infertility, loss of muscle mass, and even tumors.
Stay with me for the next few minutes of this short presentation because I'm going to reveal how to target the root cause of hair loss by activating a hair loss reversing switch that every one of us has.
I'll also show you how the shady powers behind the scenes have set up a clever trap to hide this information and keep you wedded to their products for the rest of your life without any results. Hint, they're testing it on you right now.
And I'm going to share the exact method that reversed my hair loss and helped me to look like this in less than 6 months, to the amazement of my family and friends.
I have to confess that regrowing long-lost hair made me feel confident, sexy, and wanted. I now have the freedom to style my hair the way I want. I have the desire to go out in the city and be noticed, and I regained my social life after years of hiding.
Don't get me wrong, it's not just me. This method has already helped 24,977 people to free themselves from the hair loss nightmare, saving their looks, their health, and their sex life.
Take this 48-year-old man who in 4 months went from this to this. Or this beautiful woman, Lucy, 39 years old, who lacked self-confidence all her life because she had thin hair from childhood, until she saw this video.
Now is your turn. Imagine ditching all the embarrassment your hair loss has caused you.
All the insecurities or self-consciousness whenever you're talking to somebody. Never having to fear about being rejected because bald spots made you older or funny looking. Never having to see how your spouse loses interest in sex because they don't find you attractive anymore. And never having to hear people asking if you suffer from any disease.
Imagine replacing that gruesome feeling in your stomach when you see more hair clogging the drain with the excitement and joy of noticing less and less of that shiny scalp.
Imagine your hair growing strong and dense, crowning every single inch of your head, turning heads around, leaving your friends speechless and dead curious about your secret.
Hi, my name is Alma, and I think I am the most hated woman by Big Pharma today. Why? Because I worked with them for more than 14 years and I know how they treat people. If you live here in America, then you should know this.
Big pharma conglomerates have a cash prize on the head of every American, and each person who falls prey to this phenomenon of hair loss risks not only public humiliation, baldness, and depression, but also bankruptcy. That's because Big Pharma isn't interested to create a cure for any of your problems, even if they had the formula. And I'll show you all the proof you need in just 3 minutes.
The reason I know this are my very own hair problems. I always had weak, thin hair that lacked volume. But after the age of 42, I lost almost half of my hair in less than 3 years. Initially, I thought it would grow back and that it was just a stage of hair regeneration. as I read on many forums and industry journals. But the next year, things got even worse, and I ended up looking like this. Everyone thought I was sick or something. My story is even more embarrassing because I have been working in the medical field for so many years. I have been a gerontology teacher at one of the biggest U.S. universities for over 15 years now. I spent my life teaching our students how to improve the health of our great nation and how to be good people in the process.
I'm always surrounded by brilliant colleagues, teachers, and doctors, but also by outstanding students who immediately noticed my hair problems.
Namely, my hair kept falling out, and this terrorized me. I waited for 12 months without doing anything, watching every day how my hair was getting thinner in the hope that everything would come back to normal. Unfortunately, this was not to be the case, and even if it's shocking, you'll see that if you don't do something about your hair right now, you'll risk losing it all.
Like you, I believed in the so-called phases of growth and phases of hair regeneration, or periods with a slow metabolism. But after seeing that my hair problem was not remedied within a year, I started using the most popular Stop Hair Loss kit with pills, gel, and a special shampoo.
Then I tried 3 other kits. But despite being $800 down, I did not see any real improvement. I thought maybe it was better to see a dermatologist, and I went to the best dermatologist in my area. Unfortunately, the advice was the same as what you read on the internet. It's just a natural stage. This is what happens with age. Use a more expensive shampoo and eat healthy. I was already doing all those things and I couldn't see any improvement. On the contrary, the bald areas were becoming more and more visible.
In desperation, I began to do PRP, platelet-rich plasma therapy. This is a 3-step medical treatment in which a person's blood is drawn, processed, and then injected into the scalp.
I spent another $1,000 on 3 sessions with 0 results. Every morning was extremely depressing for me when I had to style my hair. There was no hairdresser or haircut in the world that could hide my bald areas.
So I started wearing all kinds of hats and scarves. I had to face students all day, and I was convinced they were all checking out my balding spots. And you know what? That wasn't even the worst part.
One day, my husband, Thomas, told me, "Darling, you look sick and something is happening to your hair."
That was the moment I cracked, because Thomas had a glorious full head of hair. He was the picture of perfect looks and health.
And I felt humiliated, ashamed, helpless, even if I knew he didn't have bad intentions. But after so much effort, so many treatments, so much money spent, and no results, only with a bunch of scarves on my head and the hope that nobody would notice my baldness, and with my charming husband that obviously did not want to have a bald wife, I shouted with fury, "I hope you lose your hair like I did."
Trust me, the very next second I regretted every single word. I'll never forgive myself for saying that to my lovely husband, because it wasn't his fault. And mine neither.
Luckily, Thomas wasn't upset, and he came close to me and he told me that I was beautiful and everything would be fine. To be sincere, I wasn't sure it would be. I ran to the bathroom and I looked in the mirror.
Things didn't look good at all. I was starting to have more and more hairless areas.
But this time I didn't feel despair, like always before. I felt ambition. My husband's words lit a fire under me, and at that moment, I really wanted to do something about the situation.
I threw in the trash all those so-called hair growth shampoos, masks, and supplements. I gave up the laser treatments, PRP sessions, and even the idea of doing a hair implant. And that's because my husband gave me a better idea. You see, universities work with large pharmaceutical companies, sending some of their research to them in order to achieve successful treatments and remedies. The university I work for collaborates with a well-known pharmaceutical company, which you probably know, based in Switzerland. Through this collaboration, I met a special person.
His name is Daniel Keller, a 68-year-old doctor, inventor of the first and only hair growth treatment on burnt skin, and awarded for his invention in 2015.
A doctor appreciated at an international level, admired even by stars on the red carpet. He was the only researcher and doctor in the field of hair whom I knew was looking to reinvent medicine. always searching alternative treatments, non-invasive methods, and combining old medicine with a modern approach for a perfect mix with maximum effectiveness.
And that's when I realized I never heard about any of his treatments in pharmacies or media. And this determined me to ask the secretary of my university for his phone number. Of course, she gave it to me right away. But unfortunately, when I called, the phone was off. So I started looking for him on social networks, and it didn't take long for me to find him on Facebook.
I quickly wrote him a message saying I needed his help and that I was in a desperate situation. 3 days passed by without an answer.
I started visiting multiple forums, seeing women and men with bald spots at a very young age, all complaining that they couldn't find any real remedy for their problems.
Some men were writing that their hair implants lasted just 2 years and then they returned to the same rare hair, even if the entire procedure cost $10,000 or more.
Reading all this strengthened my belief that something was not right in this picture.
I knew for sure that at our university and at many other American universities, multiple studies have been done about hair loss, and we still haven't managed to discover a remedy?
It was a hard pill to swallow. And then I came across a study which made me feel even more upset.
A survey performed by Johns Hopkins School of Medicine revealed that when it comes to hair, people judge you harshly. Women are 30% less likely to find a balding man attractive, and men are 80% less likely to find a balding woman attractive. Moreover, those stats are representative for all aspects of life. When it comes to baldness, people automatically assume you're 7 years older or more, that you're unsuccessful or boring, and are less likely to take you seriously. It's like you matter less. But fortunately, I didn't have time to think about that study very much because I had received the message I was waiting for. Dr. Keller wrote me on Facebook Messenger that he changed his number, giving me the new one and begging me not to give it to anyone.
That was my first ray of hope. I called him right away because I had a lot of questions and I knew he was best able to answer all of this. As soon as he answered, he told me, "Let's meet and talk there, not on the phone."
Said and done. Tuesday at 1:30, we both had lunch.
After we greeted each other in a friendly way and talked a little bit about the university, he told me he no longer works for the pharmaceutical company and that he will not do this again.
That's why he changed his phone number.
And then he revealed to me the cruel truth.
Alma, every time new and effective treatments are discovered, Big Pharma prefers to water them down into a less potent formula, which doesn't offer lasting results.
They want to keep all of us buyers for life. If they actually fixed the problem, there would not be a new customer for them tomorrow.
After all the discoveries, research, and hard work, I'm tired of being part of this deceptive team. My goal is to be completely different, helping people to lead a better, healthier, and happier life. I'll give you just one example. Rogaine, the #1 treatment used by men against hair loss.
Did you know that Rogaine was only tested on its subjects for 5 years, and then all testing was halted as it went to market? Try to find someone still using Rogaine successfully after 5 years. They don't exist, and everybody knows it. But they continue to sell it, even though it isn't a remedy.
If you'll ask Rogaine's customer service if this product is a cure for hair loss, they'll be forced to admit it is not. The shocking truth is, nobody wanted to sell a cure in the first place, because if your hair loss is cured, there's nothing left for them to sell.
After he told me this cruel truth about what was happening in the industry, I started telling him how my hair started falling out.
And how depressed I was because I had bald spots. Then I untied the scarf from my head and showed him. He wasn't frightened and took a closer look.
I told him about my research, the stories I read, and the fact that he is my last hope. That was the moment when the doctor confessed something that really made my blood boil.
Alma, we already have a solution for hair loss, a permanent solution for both men and women. I created it 10 years ago, and this solution has been known to the hair care industry for more than 9 years. Yet, it hasn't made it into any of their products to protect their mega empire. I really hate to tell you this because it might make you more upset, but the hair loss industry is one big mirage, a problem that got solved a long, long time ago. a problem you don't need to be suffering from because your body and nature already have everything you need to regrow a full head of hair and keep it until the day you die. It's nearly free and lasts longer than any product on the market now.
When I heard this, I started to cry. What? And he continued.
This solution has been conveniently avoided by the hair care industry. When I attempted to make a product with the right ingredients, I received threats of litigation saying that I was under a non-disclose and do not compete agreement when I discovered the solution. So my product never saw the light of day because his natural compound begins regrowing your hair within hours of taking it, with new follicles appearing sooner than what any other product on the market could guarantee you. This was proven beyond any shadow of a doubt in a study of 650 men and women who almost universally achieved these results. The story of this incredible solution would have been the biggest health headline in a decade. I'm no conspiracy theorist, but I can assure you there is a conspiracy to keep you from the true solution to hair loss. And I have all the proof you need right here.
And then he started showing me on his phone lots of photos with people who were bald, almost bald or completely bald, who now have beautiful and rich hair.
Like this 43-year-old woman who went from this to this, or this 58-year-old man who was completely bald, and now he looks like this.
Why do we lose our hair, doctor? I asked. And the answer came right away.
You see, the hair you've lost isn't really lost at all. You just thought it was because you didn't know the truth. It all starts with DHT, also known as dihydrotestosterone. This is a hormone that comes from testosterone. And now you're probably going to tell me this is only in the case of men, but you're wrong. This also happens in women and is triggered by a decrease in estrogen levels, which causes the adrenal glands to secrete male hormones in women's bodies. Then your body transforms more and more of your testosterone into DHT. And the higher your DHT levels are, the more chances you have of going bald. Now, DHT is not all bad. There is no problem in having a little of it. But when it builds up in your system, it leads to constant fatigue, infertility, accelerating hair loss, and enlarged prostate in men. In layman terms, what this steroid hormone does is it enters your hair follicles and kills them. The hair growth cycle repeats every 3 to 6 years. It means that the current hair you have on your head is at most 6 years old. Once a strand of hair on your scalp reaches the end of this cycle, it falls out and gets replaced by new hair. As more DHT enters your bloodstream, the worse it gets for you. DHT settles inside the papilla, the part where your hair starts to grow. Then it clogs up the area, and so your new hair stops growing and you start balding.
Now, you're probably asking why our body transforms more testosterone than it needs into DHT.
The answer is simple. Because of a chemical enzyme. This enzyme is named 5-ARD, and it's activated when certain nutrients are missing from our body. Both men and women produce this enzyme.
Now, wait a second. You're saying that the hair loss process has nothing to do with our age?
Correct. Higher amounts of DHT have nothing to do with aging, as most scientists tend to believe, but everything to do with geography. Yes, geography is responsible for your bald spots. As it appears, people from certain regions of the world consume higher amounts of minerals and vitamins that naturally inhibit the 5-ARD in their bodies. Therefore, the lower your DHT levels are, the faster your hair follicles start regenerating, and all of your hair loss problems go away. Think about the Egyptians or people from Hong Kong. Have you ever seen bald people in these areas? The answer is no, because they naturally inhibit this enzyme by eating different types of plants, roots, and leaves, which counteract the follicle killer hormone.
But what compounds do we need, and why don't we have those compounds here in America, I asked. Pay careful attention now, because the following information comes from top secret medical research, to which the general public has no access to.
Here's a short explanation of the secret ingredients used by Dr. Keller and how they work. One of the most effective ones is a plant called FO-TI. A large study was conducted on 507 participants to observe the effects of FOTI or FOTI on hair loss. After collecting and analyzing their data, the researchers found 95% of the subjects noticed that issues with excessive shedding stopped. 77% of the participants experienced significantly reduced hair loss, and 90% of the men and women saw their balding spots noticeably shrinking. Everybody was stunned by these hair restoration results, so the scientists started a bunch of other studies. In another one, performed on 24 men and 24 women between the ages of 30 and 60, 91% of the men and 87% of the women started experiencing significant improvements after just a couple of weeks of taking Fody orally. Then, a group of researchers isolated different compounds of Fody and compared their performance to the most popular solution for hair growth, minoxidil. The results of Fody surpassed minoxidil and demonstrated that this plant produces the strongest growth possible. Another miracle that can rejuvenate your hair cells is biotin. Biotin is a vital part of a healthy body and plays an important role in the health of skin and hair, the nervous system, the digestive tract, and the proper functioning of the metabolism. Studies have shown that the fastest way to fix hair loss is to consume biotin. The problem is that biotin is soluble in water, which means it can't be stored in the body, so people need to assimilate it from their diet. Therefore, to remove hair loss problems and restore hair density, Dr. Keller added biotin. He also compared biotin to 8 other hair treatments, and biotin showed the greatest increase in hair density and perfect, strong nails. Next, goji berries have an amazing effect when it comes to stabilizing your blood flow and circulation through the scalp and supporting the cells responsible for increasing hair length. Also, goji berry is a fantastic ally when it comes to burning fat and weight loss. Another plant in this treatment is a medicinal leaf that acts as a follicle reconstructor. I'm talking about Gotu kola. This herb deeply nourishes hair follicles, adds volume, and improves natural shine. Now, the doctor also discovered 3 extremely powerful detoxifiers that have the power to clear the entire body, to inhibit the enzyme 5-ARD, and eliminate the root cause of hair loss, unclogging follicles, pores, and even arteries.
I named them the force of the sea.
First is noriyaki, an algae that is the richest source of natural iodine on Earth. Iodine is a potent disinfectant. It destroys bacteria and flushes out the hair-damaging free radicals. Hair loss has been directly associated with iodine deficiency because this mineral is crucial for regulating hormones, testosterone being, of course, one of them. Next in line, wakame is considered one of the healthiest sea vegetables. Specialists call it the free radical killer because it finds the most hidden chemical substances in your body, like 5-ARD, and mercilessly wipes them out. Last but not least, bladderwrack, a metabolism-boosting seaweed that's been used medicinally for centuries, especially for digestion. It's no wonder it's been proven to eliminate excess fluid retention, and by doing so, it also eliminates toxin buildups.
As I said to you at the beginning, Dr. Keller is known for his perfect combinations of traditional medicine and modern science.
Basically, this blend makes sure that your body has enough raw material to build up lots of new hair once the follicles are unclogged. In the end, Dr. Keller added 18 more vitamins, minerals, and herbs, all acting to completely and permanently eliminate the problem of hair loss, detoxifying your body, and repairing all the damage done by DHT over the years.
After hearing all of this, I realized that I would not be able to make the formula as effective as he did, no matter how hard I tried.
He knew the exact ratios. He knew the order of the ingredients, the type and variety of each plant that is best, how to source for purity, and most importantly, he had done this before. As you can imagine, it took months of persistently following up with Dr. Keller to recreate this super potent formula so hair loss sufferers from everywhere could benefit.
We both knew how risky and tiring it was, but we did it anyway.
To regain my husband and to help millions of hair loss sufferers get their youthful hair, their beauty, and their lives back. We had the formula, the medical knowledge, and a lab all to ourselves. We searched the whole world through our scientific connections and only worked with certified producers and verified suppliers, making sure that for our recipe, we used only top quality ingredients. It was exhausting. We worked day and night, testing until dawn, making sure that we got the right quantities and the most effective combination of ingredients.
And in the end, there it was. I was finally holding the formula that would give my hair, my dignity, and my life back.
If this tiny natural pill is the most effective treatment for hair loss, it would be a miracle.
Of course, I was the very first one to try it. After the first day of the treatment, nothing happened, but I kept my hopes up. After 10 days, my hair stopped falling. I observed that I didn't have hairs on my pillow anymore and puffy strands making their way out.
In less than a month, hundreds of new strands of hair were showing up every morning as I looked in the mirror. My hair really began flourishing wonderfully thick. Luxurious hair was sprouting all over my head. I ran my hands through my new hair several times a day just to see if it would fall out. To my surprise, it stayed in place. My follicles were cemented.
Tears of happiness flowed down my face when I put all my scarves and hats into a garbage bag.
That very day, I went to the hairdresser to celebrate that feeling of having my hair cut, washed, and styled without shame. The stylist even congratulated me for taking such good care of my hair.
Also, my husband, Thomas, brought me flowers and told me I was more beautiful than ever.
And because I succeeded and feel confident and happy, I wanted to get this formula into the hands of as many people as possible.
But Dr. Keller said, let's not hurry. Let's test it on more people.
And before that, we decided that our treatment had to succeed with these 3 things. First, it had to work for every kind of baldness out there, for men and women who had this problem for decades, right down to the ones that just observed it recently, for the completely bald and anywhere in between. Second, it had to deliver results in less than 180 days, because I know people are busy and they can't wait for a long time to see results. Third, it had to be backed up by multiple independent studies.
I knew this was vital to show the more skeptical sufferers that the solution really does work for them and is proven by science.
After going through my list of colleagues, friends, and even students, we had a total of 40 people ready to embark on our experiment. All of them agreed to try our treatment for 180 days.
And the results went beyond our wildest dreams. Without exception, and within a few weeks, all 40 volunteers reported dramatic improvements.
Their hair loss had slowed way down, and all were seeing an increased number of thick hairs on their head. Their bald areas were starting to fill up. A lot of them saw a decrease in gray hairs, wrinkles, and skin stains. Our subjects were also experiencing bursts of energy and a skyrocketing libido.
No anxiety or brain fog, no digestion problems, and no headaches. Few of them even claimed they lost weight, which was quite an unexpected side effect. Others reported their hair grew a lot faster and they had to shave their heads more often. But everybody was impressed by the efficiency of this treatment.
All of our volunteers kept asking for more of our plant-based Wonder Capsules.
So we created a clinically proven and all-natural supplement that would allow you to target the real root cause of baldness, completely clear your body of chemicals, and restart the hair growth process in order to get a full head of hair.
We called it Follifort, the only 100% natural blend that addresses the root cause of hair loss. We've sourced the purest, highest quality 28 plant extracts and vitamins. We use only properly prepared ingredients coming from pure sources like remote mountains and deep oceans.
For example, faux tea is allowed to grow in the wild for no less than 8 years before it's harvested. We don't even touch the plants so as not to lose any properties.
Every capsule is manufactured in the USA in our FDA-registered and GMP-certified facility under sterile, strict, and precise standards. You also need to know that our capsules are not habit-forming.
The formula is more powerful than any shampoo or implant on the planet because it doesn't only grow thick strands on every inch of your scalp, it also improves your health from head to toe without you having to lift a finger.
More than 24,000 people have already transformed their looks and bodies inside and out with 2 capsules of Follifort daily. Here's what Carlos D., aged 48 from Kentucky, wrote. I was depressed. I used to be popular among women before this mess happened to me. I wanted to do a hair transplant, but a friend of mine told me, wait until you try this. I was shocked about the results. Look at this photo. All the growth happened in 3 months. I can hardly put it in words. A big thank you to the team who invented this. Sandra F., 51 years old, San Francisco. My confidence was dropping by the day. Doubts were creeping in my mind. Was I still the woman that I used to be? How did my husband really see me now? After Follicle, I regained my peace of mind and certainty. I look great. And not only my hair, my skin, and my nails too. This treatment deserves an award.
There you have it. Real folks sharing real stories. All you have to do in order to achieve the same dramatic improvements in your looks is to start using Follicle as soon as possible. The solution is much simpler than you think. You can get access to everything in the next 90 seconds if you're ready to give up that burden of hair loss, bringing excitement and energy and satisfaction back into your life.
If you're ready to say yes to this big change, you first need to ask yourself, how much is it worth to you to be in full control of the way you look, without the fear of being mocked or ridiculed, and without dangerous health complications or side effects? Imagine how much that would be worth. $50,000? $10,000? $3,000? The colleagues from university recommended I sell a 30-day supply of Follicle for no less than $700. Considering the years of research and studies that I've invested in,
Dr. Keller suggested $400 just for the high quality of the ingredients.
and even though many of the 24,977 people who got to experience Follicle said they would gladly pay triple,
This isn't about the money for me. I'll never forget all the jokes about my hair. The first reaction of people when they saw me with bald spots thinking I was sick. Or the depressing mornings when I covered my head with scarves. I never want anyone to feel as helpless as I did, and that's why I'll never ask for $400, $300, or even half of that. I just want to cover the costs of the ingredients and keep the site running for as long as I can.
Now, even though I'll have to charge $99 for one bottle of Follicle soon, which is still less than 3 months of worthless hair loss shampoos, pills, or oils, and certainly a lot less than a hair implant, the fact that you gave me your trust and stayed with me all through this presentation means a lot for me.
So you can get a 30-day supply of Follicle for a one-time fee of just $69. That's right, just $69 per bottle.
Because the people who have tested our product and regained their full hair keep asking us for more bottles for themselves, for their families, and friends, or just to stock up, in case we won't be able to provide anymore, and to make sure that they will have the power to fight hair loss for the rest of their lives. Plus, there are an impressive number of people who don't suffer from hair loss, but just take the supplement to fortify and protect the hair that they already have, to prevent hair loss, and to nourish the scalp. Now, since you're here, your package is reserved. But if you leave this page, we can't guarantee your bottles will still be here when you come back.
Before you order, one last thing. After thoroughly researching all of the ingredients of Follicle and running a lot of tests, I recommend you take this supplement for at least 90 days. It's about giving your body enough time to process and take full advantage of all the plant extracts and steadily grow a full head of healthy hair.
Or, and this is the most popular choice among the people who contact us, if you want the best chances against all hormonal dysfunction, which we all face as we age, like infertility, loss of muscle mass, prostate problems, or erectile dysfunction for men, while treating hair loss with the only real treatment that exists, to naturally inhibit the 5-ARD in your body, a 6-month supply of Follicle is all you need.
Nobody in the world can estimate exactly how fast you will eliminate the DHT excess from your body or how fast the 5-ARD is inhibited, because this depends on many factors such as your medical history, your overall state of health, and lifestyle choices, etc. So, as a rule of thumb, after seeing the positive results of more than 24,000 people suffering from hair loss and baldness, we recommend taking 6 bottles or more to be completely safe for a period of 180 days.
This is enough to completely regenerate your hair, supercharge your body, eliminating the DHT surplus, and to inhibit the 5-ARD enzyme forever, protecting you against hair loss and other hormonal disorders. It's a fact, since many people have confirmed these results with dramatic success.
Don't forget that Follicle is selling incredibly fast, and once it's sold out, it's going to take at least 6 to 9 months to produce a new batch. not only because we're accepting only the purest ingredients, also because when an ingredient is clinically proven to work so well, like Foti, big pharmaceutical companies buy up all the supplies of this plant and pretend it's for research purposes. In reality, it's creating an artificial shortage.
Only a few farms grow Foti. Even fewer grow it without using chemicals. And most of them are filling their pockets right now thanks to pharma companies buying up all of their crops. Then they sell a watered-down version for a super high price.
But don't worry, we're committed to supporting you in every way that we can. So we're going to let you order a batch of 3 bottles or 6 bottles for a huge discount. I want to make sure no obstacle will stand in your way to have a great, healthy hair and skin. Plus, with every order made today, you also get free shipping. How does that sound?
Take a look below. Once you order, you'll be taken to a secure checkout page. Just fill in your payment details using a credit card, debit card, or PayPal. Immediately after you fill in your information and confirm your order, your bottle of Follicle will be shipped for free right to your doorstep inside a sterile and disinfected package. Click below to select your package. Your order today is a one-time payment with no subscription or hidden charges. All you need to keep in mind is that Follicle can be found only on this page. It isn't available for purchase anywhere else. This is your only chance to grab this exclusive formula.
If you're skeptical, I totally get it. You've tried a lot of methods. You've spent a lot of money and nothing's worked. I'm so confident that Follicle works for you that I'm going to give you our ironclad 60-day money-back guarantee. If you don't experience any dramatic improvement or you're not content for any reason, I will personally make sure you get your money back, no questions asked.
All you need to do is contact us within the first 60 days from your purchase. It doesn't matter if you used up the entire bottle, we'll still give you your money back. This means that you have 2 whole months to decide if Follicle is for you or not. No hidden fees or subscriptions, just a safe and secure one-time simple payment. Choose the package you want right now.
This presentation is ending now and you have to make a decision. When you think about it, you really only have 2 choices ahead of you.
Option 1. Stop following this presentation and leave this page. Do nothing. Keep going the way you are now. Afraid to look in the mirror and see how your hair keeps thinning and falling out, and your bald spots keep getting bigger. Always feeling that everyone's staring at your shiny scalp, feeling sorry for you, and making jokes. While fewer and fewer people see you as attractive, even your spouse might find it hard to find you desirable. And it's not even their fault. Our brains are biologically programmed to judge attractiveness based on the glory of our crowns, like a lion's mane. If you keep ignoring your problem, your hair loss is only going to get worse.
Or option 2, risk nothing at all today. Grab Follicle right now and you'll be surprised at how well it works and how strong and dense your hair can be. Click the buy button below now and give this program a risk-free try. All I need from you is a shy yes, and I'll send you the product to put it into the test.
Still here? Sometimes the only reason someone hasn't hit the button is because they have a few questions that need answering. So let's do that right now. Question 1. How does Follicle work? Scientists have found that the root cause of hair loss is a steroid called DHT. This steroid is a compound of your testosterone and builds up in your body as you get older. When its levels increase, it clogs your hair follicles and stops your hair from growing. The reason why your DHT keeps building up is because of an enzyme called 5-ARD. To suppress this enzyme, your body requires certain plants, vitamins, and minerals. Follicle is the only supplement that contains the perfect balance you need to inhibit 5-ARD and get your hair back. So go ahead and secure your Follicle package right now. Question number 2. Why haven't I heard about this solution before? This solution has been buried for years by the $8.4 billion hair care industry. If a real solution to regrowing your hair would be released to the public, that would cost them hundreds of millions in lost revenue. That's why you need to hurry and secure your package today. We are being constantly harassed by the cabals of this industry to take this video down off the internet. Question number 3. Is Folifort for everyone? Yes, Folifort works for anyone, no matter what condition your hair is in. The more damaged, the more spectacular a success story it makes. And it doesn't matter if you're 20 years old or 70 years old, if you're a man or woman. Your body will assimilate all the Folifort ingredients and will start acting immediately, the first changes appearing after just a few short days. Question 4. I'm in. What's next? Select your discounted 6-bottle package or any other package. Click the order button, fill in the shipping details, and your order will soon be shipped to you. Claim back your lost hair right now, and thank you.